Hey there, folks. This is Bardic Dragoon, and, well, welcome to Dragon Quest II, Luminaries of the Legendary Line. Predictably enough, the sequel to the original Dragon Quest, or Dragon Warrior, released in 1987 for the NES, and I believe there was also an MSX version around the same time. Actually, the MSX version is kind of infamous for a particular reason, but there's no reason to talk about that until much later on. Anyway, this is the sequel to Dragon Quest II, and it's a bit more of the same, but also a bit of an advancement. And so, well, let's just jump into things here. Create a new adventure log, and because, well, I, once again, like Dragon Quest I, my first exposure to this game was the Game Boy Color remake, and so the translation for that one is what sticks in my head, whereas it seems like with the newer translations of these, they've stuck to more the old NES translation as like that's the canon one. So I think we got a good name for this person here. Screw you, don't mess with my nostalgia. Because, yeah, without getting too much into it, because this game does have actually an intro cutscene, we're not going to get too much into the story here, but the main character of this game is a prince from a kingdom that in the original NES translation and in this one is known as Middenhall, but the version I grew up with was known as Lorasia. So we're going to go ahead with that name. Though an interesting fact about the naming mechanics in this game is that this game, one of the main things that it introduces is the ability to have multiple characters. You only get to name the main character though. However, the two other characters that join your party don't have set names. Their name will be determined based on what you name your character. I actually don't know how that works because there's not a lot of documentation I can find on that. Unlike, I suppose, the other one where you just had, there's a whole, my metagame character class. Everyone, dug into the code and figured that out. I can't find a lot of things that talk about, or really anything that talks about how this works. But, we're going to be naming ourselves after the true name of the kingdom here, because I am a nostalgic dork. You don't play games like this unless you're a nostalgic dork. I mean, nostalgic dork for these games. But anyway, as I said, there is an intro cutscene, so we'll kind of jump into that here. And we'll set the message speed to fast, because why not? And of course, forgot about sound. There we go. Now we can start. Once upon a time, a young hero descended from the legendary warrior Erdrick, defeated the dreaded Dragon Lord, and restored peace and light to the world. Having done so, he set off on a journey with a beautiful young maiden. Together they founded new kingdoms across the world. Each of these kingdoms came to be ruled by the children of the hero and his beautiful bride, and by their children after them. 100 years passed. This is the royal castle of the Kingdom of Moonbrook. It lies far to the south of another great kingdom, Middenhall. The king and his daughter, the young princess, were conversing peacefully in the courtyard, but not for long. Wherefore quaketh the castle so? What is the meaning of this? Guards! Somebody! Majesty, I bring brave tidings. The minions of foul Hargon do ring the palace all around. What sayest thou? Hargon dareth lay siege to me in mine own home. Alas, it seemeth so, Majesty. Curse thee, Hargon. Then we have but little choice. Muster the castle guard. With all haste, Majesty. Daughter, make haste and conceal thyself. No matter what may befall me, do not grieve. All resteth upon thy shoulders. But father... Do not tarry, child. Time is against us. I must send word to Middenhall of Hargon's coming. What? Already they do encroach upon mine inner sanctum. Begone, foul fiend! Beasts, invaders, desecrators, taste my wrath. Ah! Father! Middenhill must know of the tragedy that hath befallen us. Zounds! His wounds are grave indeed. What misfortune hath befallen thee, friend? My wounds matter not. I seek an audience with the king. I bear grave tidings. Very well, we shall bring thee before him. Guardsman, uphold his other arm, and bear him quietly. 'Twould not do to set the castle stir. Majesty, Moonbrook is no more. The castle lieth in ruins, raised by the minions of the self-styled High Priest Hargon. And ere long, should his plan succeed, will he summon forth a dark god of great power and lay to waste our entire world. Sire, I beg of you, he must be stopped ere... Well, Lorasia, my son, thou hast heard this brave soldier's report. Though thou vines curse with the blood of Erdrick, legendary hero of this land, now shalt thy birthright be tested. This is no time to mourn. If thou wouldst journey to right this wrong, thou must needs follow me forthwith. Bury him deep within the earth's embrace, that he might find in the next world the peace that did elude him in this. Yes, Majesty. Alright, so that was a thing that, a bunch of things that happened, really. The soldier has sadly breathed his last. Prince Lorasia, verily, it paineth me greatly to see thee go. But I am a selfish old fool. How can I cry when thou questeth for the sake of all mankind? We pray fervently for your safety on the road, Prince Lorasia. May the goddess watch over you. Also, look at us. We got goggles. Yeah, goggles and a sword. Heck yeah. With blue too. Dabba-dee dabba-da. Lorasia, throw open the chest before thee, and claim that which I have made ready, that thou mightest meet thy quest prepared. In Cannock and Moonbrook wilt thou find others, though those whose veins flow the blood of mighty Erdrick. Thou shalt know them by their names, bold Prince Sigurd and, the fair princess, yes, of course, Peronel. Those were their names, were they not, my son? You can actually manually name them. I think this is something they introduced in the remakes. I don't think it was the original, but I'll admit, I have very little experience with the NES version of this game, for reasons. We've got a whole game to talk about stuff, so I'll leave it alone for the moment. But we're going to leave their names as they are. Go unto them, join forces, and together deliver our realm from the great evil which loometh o'er it. So we got here a copper sword and 50 gold coins. Heck yeah. Let's get equipped. Equip. Let's see. Copper sword. Ooh, that basically triples our attack power. Very nice. Leather armor, we already got that. Now it actually quadruples our base defense. That's good. Alright. Don't got much going on here, but it's better than nothing. May your journey be a safe one, Prince Lorasia. Be sure to equip weapons and armor should you come across such items. Merely to carry them will avail you not. West of here lieth the peaceful hamlet of Leftwind. 'Tis a stopping place oft visited by wanderers on their way to Cannock. And I believe we can't get anything. Yet blocked doors. You don't have the key. One of the things that changes in this is the way the keys are handled, but it's going to be a bit before we get our first key, if I remember correctly, so we'll leave that for then. Ah, your highness, thou shalt soon venture forth upon a perilous quest, I hear. Oh, how lonely I should be without thee. Pardon me, your grace, I had not meant to utter such thoughts aloud. Full well do I know that one so great would not look twice at one so lowly as me. The troubles of being a player and a prince all at once, you know? Lo, the one true goddess rewardeth the faithful. Prove thy faith, my child. Visit the churches that await thee on the journey. Within them shalt thou surely find succor for the soul. And we can't talk to them because those doors are locked. Hey, what you got to say, buddy? In Cannock dwelleth a fine young prince, and in Moonbrook a pretty princess. Ever shall your paths chance to cross. I am certain that it would be most momentous meeting of like minds, Prince of Lorasia. Just because we're all royalty, and we're all like second or third cousins. I mean, that's how loyalty works, admittedly, so it's not that abnormal, but do you think we're all alike? Yeah, that's... classist? That'd be classist? Classist is the word I'm looking for? I don't know. A teleporter may transport a man to a place many hundreds of leagues distant in the blink of an eye. The teleporter before thee leadeth to an isle in the midst of a faraway ocean. Cool, let's do that. Wavy effects. Yep, this is definitely an island in the middle of nowhere. Boy, I'm glad I did that. Let's get back home. That was clearly not worth doing. But yes, teleporters are a thing that exists in this game. They are mildly, actually they're pretty important actually for the later parts, but anyway. Do you truly intend to venture beyond these castle gates? Know then that great danger awaiteth you. If you are resolved to leave nonetheless, keep to the grassy plains. Fiends abound in the forests and mountains of this land. Biddenhill welcometh thee, friend. Dude, I'm the prince. I know where I am. And we have here an inn. I mean, we're full health, so they don't need it, but... you know, inns. They're standard inns. First one, it's super cheap, 3 gold, but we don't need it. And here we have... well, we have a dog. Okay, wait. Do your side profile view again. Side profile again, please. Wow, those legs. Those look like they have problems. And then we have a store. Not much to buy. Some herb. We can buy herbs. Antidotal herbs, because status effects are a thing in this game. Another improvement. Actually, arguably it is, but whatever. And then a leather shield. Leather shield is what we're going to want to aim for, because as you can see, it's a 50% increase to your defense. And yeah, this game is a little bit rougher in the early stages than Dragon Quest I arguably was. So we're going to run immediately to the mountains and fight things. Why couldn't this have happened in the first game? First encounter is a slime, because of course it is. Why didn't that happen in the previous game? Fuck you. Anyway, slimes. HP of 5, attack of 7, defense of 5, agility of 2, gives you 1 experience and 2 gold, and, new feature of this game, enemies can actually drop items. In the case of the slime, it can drop an herb. Remember quickly, drop rates are pretty low, generally speaking, but honestly, I don't remember all that well on that one. But, well, Prince of Lorasia is your meat tank. He gets all the best armor, weapons, has pretty solid HP, and just base attack and defense stats. Never gets any MP, never learns any spells. This kind of leaves the beginning a little dry. I mean, same thing can be said for the original Dragon Quest, but... also, thing I forgot to mention in the previous game that is also true in this. HP values, and I believe MP values might be the same way, are more the maximum an enemy can start a fight with. They'll usually have between, I think it's the max value and like 80% of that value. So like we just killed a slime by doing 4 damage instead of 5 because that's what its health was, even though it could have up to 5 health. Anyway, this game starts... okay, it's all slime, so I didn't know about it. This game starts off a bit more blatantly grindy than Dragon Quest I was. I mean, after the first episode of Dragon Quest I, I did grind a level or 2, but there were at least things that you can do as a level 1 character that aren't that hard, aren't that bad. But the problem with this, as you just saw, is that the game is designed with the idea that you do have a party in mind. Even this early on, so whereas in the first game, you were a single character fighting single enemies, now we're a single character fighting parties of enemies. And yeah, that kind of has its own issues, getting overwhelmed and all that. So far, the game's been throwing me slimes, which is the weakest thing that you can find in the starting area. And here is the kind of mid-range one. There's 3 enemies you can fight in this area of the game. There's the second one, mollusks. Mollusks have 8 HP, 9 attack power, 8 defense, 3 agility, and give 2 experience and 3 gold. And similar to slimes, you have a chance to get an herb when you kill one. And yeah, unlike slimes, which I'm taking out in just a single hit, these things will take 2 hits. Still not too challenging. But yeah, you're going to want to spend some time building up to get a level or 2, and most importantly, get the leather shield. Probably some herbs while you're at it. Because the first trek of this game, well, not long, because the fact of how enemy parties are designed and scaled with this early stage of the game, you really can't do too much to be under-leveled in this stage of the game. So yeah, you basically have to start out the gate just wandering around outside the castle, grinding, because if you wander off too far, it can go very badly. So far the game's giving me, throwing me a easy pitch here, that phrase I'm looking for, I don't know. And the fact that I'm just fighting slime. They particularly came up to the mountains because, like the guy said, and I think I mentioned the Dragon Warrior 1 video, or the Dragon Quest 1 videos. No, Drakis. I forgot they can show up here. Okay, so there's 4 things that can show up here. I forgot about one of them, though. Give me one moment. I didn't prepare the stats on that. Here we go. Drakis. 9 HP, 12 attack, 8 defense, pardon me, 5 agility, and give 3 experience and 3 gold. And they have the chance to actually drop a club. Not a great weapon, admittedly. The copper sword that you're given out the gate is actually stronger than the club, if I remember correctly. Yeah. The club has attack power of 8, whereas the copper sword has an attack power of 10. So not super great, but we can sell it for decent money if it does drop it, though I'm not holding my breath for that one. Anyway, let's go ahead and... Given the stat values here, probably better to go after the giant slug. It's going to take 2 hits to kill either one of them. Actually, it's probably going to take 2 hits to kill either one of them. There's a slim chance I could one-shot the giant slug if I'm lucky, between a critical hit or its HP not being at its fully maximum. But the Draki is going to be more of a problem. Yeah, because both of them have the same defense, so it'll be about the same amount of damage either way. So yeah, let's go actually with the Draki. But yeah, the third enemy I mentioned, that is not the Draki. I was thinking of something else. Huzzah! The enemy are defeated. Oh, and we got a level up. That's nifty. Level 2. Strength increased, agility increased, resilience increased, maximum HP. Oh, also, didn't really talk about it because it's still the same as the prior game stat-wise. Strength, agility, resilience, HP and MP. Strength is combined with your weapon stat to give you your attack power. Resilience plus armor is defense. And agility is its own thing that's basically turn order and stuff like that. Yeah, kind of useful. But yeah, you'll notice we already have 37 hit points at level 2. That's pretty beefy. I mean, this guy doesn't have anything else going for him, but he's pretty beefy. And I can respect that. Anyway, let's see if I can get the 4th enemy then, because I forgot. Nope, okay, slime. Not complaining. Alright, I kind of want to show all the enemies in the area before I... Oh, there we go. Iron Ants, the 4th enemy in the area. 5 attack power, 11 attack, 13 defense, 4 agility. They give you 2 experience and 4 gold. Have a chance to drop an herb. So, that's pretty cool. They're basically kind of glass cannons. They're no harder to kill than the slimes, but they will fight back a lot harder. But yeah, we can take them out now in one hit without any, oh, that's not quite a full HP thing like we ran into with the slimes. If they hit us, it might hurt a bit, but not too big of a problem. Nope, still need a bit more. You know what, I'm gonna leave it in here. Since we're going to go into town and buy the leather shield, I was thinking this would actually take longer. Yeah. Save up, let's do one more fight to have enough money to buy some herbs. Two more fights, this isn't going to give us much gold. That's one of them drops an herb, so go for it. Yeah, because we'll pass by the castle again. First things first, rest up. Have a good sleep. And pick up a leather shield. Oh, we don't actually have enough for an herb, but we have more defense. Yep, equip the leather shield. And can't do much else. Oh, and of course, like the first game, we can go ahead and talk to the king here, our father in this case, not, you know, last time we were just a random wanderer. And Lorasia, fruit of my loins, prince of my kingdom, thou art returned. Earn another 2 points of experience, and thou shalt attain a new level, Lorasia. Wilt thou record thy tales thus far in an adventure log? No. Thou wouldst proceed without recording thy deeds? So be it. Wilt thou continue on thy quest? Yes, we will. Full eagerly do I wait the day when thou shalt deal Fal Hargon as a doom, until we meet again, my son. So, there's one little thing we can take a look at here before we really get on with the plot. And I think as interesting as Loto's Cave, or Erdvik's Cave, however you want to call it, in the previous game. But, yeah, good reason for us to get the extra 2 experience points probably going to want here before we actually get on with the adventure and head to the next town. Appropriately enough, we're going to be heading to Leftwind next, because, well, we probably want to gather a party of adventurers, or royalty as the case may be, if we're going to go fight the evil Lord Hargon. And, well, hey, Cannock is to the north, and Leftwind is kind of the midpoint between here and Cannock, apparently, from what people are talking about. So, yeah, we'll see how the prince there is doing. And level up again, though I only had 2 experience to go, according to the king, so that's not surprising. We're at level 3. Strength by 5, agility by 2, resilience by 1, HP by 3. Alright, cool. Yeah, more slimes. Oh, and yeah, thing with the Dragon Quest series, as far as when it does enemy groups, enemies are actually grouped, like when you fight an entire enemy part of their group. So we have a group of 2 slimes and a single slime by itself, forming the full party. At this stage in the game, it doesn't really matter much, but the way that the game handles targeting of abilities and spells and stuff like that, or even some weapons, I don't believe any of those weapons show up in this game. I don't think they started doing that kind of stuff until 3, and even then that might have, I don't know if that was actually the initial version of 3 had those weapons that can actually like multi-target. Let's see this direction. Or this peninsula. Oh, Draki. Alright, yeah, we one-shot and things. I think we are ready to move on with our lives. But first, just to see what's over here. This is a shrine. Yep, okay, I have to go around. Actually, well, let me talk across the fire if I can. Well met, Prince. Long have I awaited your coming. Hearken unto me, for I have something to tell you. In this world of ours, you will find both gold and silver locks, then gold and silver keys to fit them. Seek first the silver key. 'Tis secreted deep within a cave west of Cannock, girt all about with a great lake. But before you may seek it, you must needs find a companion with whom to enter that perilous place. Should you be so cocksure to venture inside alone, most assuredly will it cost you your life. Okay, so I actually get the first key earlier than I thought. But yes, there are actually, rather than heal slimes show up here. What? Okay. Pardon me. I have to do a little bit of research. But as I was saying, rather than the consumable keys as consumable items, this game keys are key items. That sounded kind of awkward coming out of my mouth. But yeah, they're key items that are multiple use. But you have to find certain keys for certain styles of doors. And as for heal slimes, 25 HP, 20 MP, attack power of 15, defense of 10, agility of 20, but they get a 15 experience, 5 gold, and they can drop a slot token. I forgot that that's in this game. Can't do much with that yet, I believe. And we'll fight this thing. Don't think it'll beat our butt too bad. Oh, also, appropriate enough, it can heal itself. It can cast heal, because it's a heal slime. Kind of, it's in the name. Oh, only 2 points of damage. That's not too bad. I think the heal slimes are more annoying when they're in an enemy party. Well, they can be annoying on their own. Fortunately, when enemies heal themselves, you don't actually get to see how much HP they heal. So, stop that. Please stop that. Like, if it's just a heal slime by itself, it's kind of a war of attrition. I think it might be out of MP. Nope. Okay, now I think it's out of MP. Incorrectly, MP cost of heal. Let me look that up real quick. 3 MP. Okay, he's still got a good chunk of MP left. Stop that. Actually, no, keep that up. Don't heal yourself. You are testing my patience, heal slime. This could go badly. Cool. Please no more encounters going forward here. Of course, it's all mountains and forests, which have higher encounter rates, and oh yeah, I am not... Nope. We're noping the heck out of here. Or at least going to try. Thankfully we succeeded, because... Yep, enemy blocked our path, and we are now dead. Thankfully the game isn't... It's like the first one, when you die, you get sent back to your last save point. Or get sent back to the last save point. I believe it only resurrects the prince once you have a party, or this prince, since there's 2 princes technically. But yeah. Lorasia, what is the meaning of this? 'Tis not thy place to die, 'tis thy place to conquer. No matter, thou shalt be granted another chance. Spill not thy precious lifeblood so cheaply this time. Now go forth. And you lose half your money. Though it does leave me enough money that I can, buy an herb. And make our way to the next stop. And just make sure, yes, we are at max HP, okay. Max MP too, but we don't have MP, so that doesn't really mean anything. No, actually no. Because looking at the encounter table, we're not going to run into those heal slimes. And if we do, I'm running. I'm just running. So we don't really need an herb. We can take out pretty much everything on our path in one shot. So we're going to make our way over then to Leftwind. Cross to the desert. Kill some slimes. You know, it seems like slimes, like, the biology of RPG monsters is probably not something you should think too hard about, but like, slimes in a desert seems like a bad idea, like hot, dry climate, and you have a thing that is just literally slime. Wouldn't it dry itself out? Maybe there's an oasis in there, I don't know. Oh, poison swamp. Let's go around that. But yes, poison swamp still hurts you, unsurprisingly. And we're at Leftwind. 'Tis humble. This humble settlement is the village of Leftwind, is a traveler's resting place of some renown. Within these stout walls, thy golden treasure shall ever be safe. What pray might thy pleasure be this day? Yeah, we can't do anything really with you. Thou art welcome, wanderer, in this our humble item shop. How, pray, may we be of service to thee this day? I don't remember if you have anything I want. Let me take a look here. Chimera Wing instantly returns you to the safety of civilization. Notice it doesn't say back to the castle. This is probably a better way to explain that, or a better situation to explain that with there in a moment, probably. They say the Prince of Middenhell is to journey forth to vanquish wicked Harkon. Wait, art thou perchance the self-same prince of whom the rumors speak? No, I get that a lot though, but I'm not. Prithee, do not mock me, sirrah. Hey, I told you I'm not the prince. Oh, what am I kidding? Let's see what happens if she says yes. Prithee, do not... Wait. She said the same thing either way. You anger me. I'm going to go over here now. What do you got to say, old man? Well, art thou headed, friend, to Kenok, perchance? Long have I meant to visit the place, yet I fear that I am grown too old to make the journey north. I've heard it's a place. Now there's a dude there that I want to talk to, so I'm going to go there, but I don't actually know anything about it. Hi, what are you doing over here? Prithee, do not surprise me so. Dost thou wish me to dampen my breeches? And here I always thought soil myself was the best way, was like the most high-class way to say that. But dampen thy breeches, that has a certain ring to it. Begone, fool! Canst thou not see this is a lover's tryst? To the west of here standeth a shrine whence can be reached Moonbrook Castle. Mine own father's a god there. To hold such a post, he must be a great man indeed. Dost thou not agree? Those kids are on, like, completely different wavelengths from each other. If thou shouldst chance to be poisoned, thy health will suffer for every step thou takest. But if thou keepest an antidotal herb to hand, thine affliction may be healed in the space of a moment. Nifty. Poison's not something I have to worry about for the moment, if I remember correctly. When we first start running into the first enemy that poisons you, it's... well, not too far off. Yeah, whatever. Hast thou perchance heard tell of the raising of the castle of Moonbrook by the forces of Foul Hargon? Yeah, let's get some more, see if he has more details on what we already know. No. Nay, then mayhap 'twas but an idle rumor after all. I pray that it is so. Oh. Okay, well, I didn't want to talk to you. Let's see what you have in your humble armory. Cloak, which is weaker. Copper sword, which is what I've got. Divine Dagger, which really isn't all that much more power. Well, about 10% increase. Okay, I guess. Chain Sickle. Oh! Wait. Let me check something here. Is that... okay, apparently no. Okay, I was thinking in a lot of other Dragon Quest games, that's a multi-target weapon. I was thinking, oh wait, does this exist in this game? But no, I was mistaken. Chainmail and the leather shield we already got. Cool. So chainmail and a chain sickle would be good to get, but we ain't that rich, even though we're royalty. I'm confused. Okay, so what do you have to say if we tell you yes? Then it is true. Oh, woe is me. Whatever are we to do? I'm gonna go stop the guy that presumably called in the attack. I don't know about you. What's up here? Okay. My beloved brother serveth in the castle guard at Moonbrook. Some days ago he did entrust his only son unto my care. From that day hence I have heard nary a word from him. I cannot but fear that some tragedy hath befallen our friends in the south. I don't want to tell you. I do want to steal your stuff. A tombola ticket. Yes. Okay. So it's called tombola in this. I think that makes sense considering from a Japanese culture standpoint that is a thing. I don't know. Will you let us do a thing? I'm not sure. I forget if you have to go to a special place to do it, don't you? I need to double check something. Yep, okay, yeah, you do need to do a thing, we can't do it yet. Okay, cool, so we can't do anything with that yet. Let's see, oh yeah, there's the inn, we don't need to worry about the inn. But here's an interesting thing. Though the one true goddess doth the faithful reward, what wilt thou ask of this humble house of worship? Oh, okay. No, I'm thinking of 3. This one does still have a thing, but it's not a thing here. So, different options. Purification. But what is this? 'Tis plain thou sufferest not from the effects of poison. It cures poison. Benediction. But what is this? 'Tis plain thou sufferest not from the effects of a curse. Removes cursed item equipment. Resurrection. Revives people from the dead. It ill befitteth thee to make sport of a servant of the goddess friend. Lorasia is very much alive, as thou well knowest. Almighty goddess, mother and mistress, may thy light shine e'er upon thy faithful servants. So yeah, because we don't get cash here, it's not much we can do here. So I guess we'll make our way a bit to the north. Make sure I remember the path here. We'd call it a day there, but honestly, the grinding at the start went a little quicker than I was expecting. So let's make our way north then. Oh, kill some Drakis. Sure, why not? No, and we're already level 4. This might even be quicker leveling than in the Game Boy Color version. Nifty. Alright. There we are. So, is this where I think we are? Welcome, wanderer, to the kingdom of Cannock. Alright, this is where we wanted to be. Yes, Chern, I did spy upon the south horizon a glow as of a great conflagration. I pray that naught hath befallen our brothers and sisters of the peaceful realm of Moonbrook. I have bad news for you, but I'm not telling it to you. What you guys say? Thou art welcome. Ah, item shop. Anything useful? Not particularly. I might want to pick up some herbs, but I might also want to grind a bit for some gold here. Comfort's got an inn. Hey, old man, what you resting? The crown prince of this land doth have at his command arcane magics of wondrous potency. But alas, though strong of mind, he is slight of body and quite unable to make use of weighty weaponry and armor. So yeah, the prince, the second prince, Prince of Cannock, is kind of your spell slinger, or your spell warrior. Whereas we're the meat tank, he's the DPS? Really, he's a less useful tank, and he's kind of... Well, I like his design the most, and the concept of what he is, gameplay-wise, he's kind of the weakest party member. Good day, friend. If thou seekest the wandering peddler of fine goods, thou art in luck. Wouldst thou care to look upon my assorted wares? Oh, hey, it's armory. Okay. What you got? Nothing different from the town to the south, just arranged slightly differently. Cool. We'll get on with our lives then. I'm going to talk to the prince here, see if he will join me in my quest. If thou wouldst speak with the prisoners, thou must needs approach the bars of the cells in which they do languish. What you got to say, buddy? What you get locked up for? I shall tell thee something that will surely stand thee in great stead, boy. Get thee a silver key post haste. Do so, and naught that is kept under silver lock and key shall ever again be denied thee. That seems like a good plan. Okay, get in front of the door so I can talk to you, buddy. Get out of your corner. Stop hiding from me. I see you. I see you. Get over here. Get over here. Get over here. Clearly you don't want to cooperate. I doubt you have anything useful to say. What do we got to say here? Alas, how gone denizens of the darkness, soweth ever greater discord in the world. But when the scions of mighty Erdrick rise as one, then shall the false priest Blight be driven from the land for good. No pressure on us, no. Oh, and he's just another priest. You saw what priests do. What you got to say? Beyond this door lieth the bedchamber of the princess. If thou hast no business here, perhaps it were better that thou departed. Ah, right, the prince has a brother, or has a sister. Hey, baby, I'm royalty. Who art thou? Art thou a playmate of my brother the prince? Nah, I'm too cool for that square, yo. Oh, then thou art a peddler of trinkets, perhaps. Begone, merchant, I have no need of thy gewgaws and baubles. I've never heard the word gewgaw, and I pride myself on having an anachronistic sense of slang. So what if we say yes? Then I shall teach thee something that shall surely stand thee in good stead. My beloved brother is an addle-pated dawdler of some renown. Should a diversion present itself upon his way through the world, most assuredly he will be distracted by it. Is that supposed to... That could be alluding to two things that can happen. One of them kind of immediate, but the other one... I don't know. Let's see here. The castle town of Cannock biddeth you welcome. Pray make haste unto the throne room. The king awaiteth your coming. Far to the south north of Middenhill lieth a cave in which is said to bubble forth the wellspring of the hero. Sounds useful. Prince Sigurd may be something of a feather brain, but his heart is true. Wow. It's like his family and guards do not like the prince here. I'm slightly worried. Lo, is this Prince Lorasia I see before me? Well met, dear prince. If thou seekest my son, he hath set out already upon his quest. By now he will have reached the wellspring of the hero. Go now, journey thither and join his company, that thou mightst find strength in numbers. On another 64 experience points, and thou shalt attain a new level, Lorasia. Wilt thou record thy tale thus far in an adventure log? So yes, there are multiple save points. Hooray! Admittedly, this game would be unplayable if you only could save at Lorasia Castle. As just for a sense of how much bigger this game is, in the original game, the entirety of the world map was... give me one moment to get it pulled up here. I made a note of that. I think it was 126 tiles. 124 tile by 124 tiles. That was the full size of the world map in the first game. This game, the world map is 256 tiles by 256 tiles. Now, admittedly, there is a lot of water, which kind of is its own thing gameplay-wise, but still, there's a lot of water that you can like just travel across and whatever. But yeah, this is a lot bigger of a world. In addition, the way that the early quest is laid out, you don't really have a lot of capacity to go back to Lorasia very easily. Well, this first little thing we'll be doing kind of does, but getting off topic here. Anyway, since we're kind of right at a save point, and it's been about 40 minutes here, 45 minutes, I think we'll call it a day, because apparently we're going to be chasing down the other prince. Because he's a feather brain who can't get his schedules lined up with me. Jeez, it's going to be fun. Anyway, until next time, as always, later, folks.